Then
I wanted to ask you something.
Yes.
Last answer. You're absolutely sure Ananta doesn't exist.
absolutely sure that Ananta doesn't exist, yes.
How do you know that? How can you be absolutely sure?
Cannot be absolutely anything in the head. Huh?
Isn't it the other way around? That first you're absolutely sure, then you don't go to the head.
Hmm. Maybe.
So how to get there?
That you find something which is a certainty beyond belief, beyond proof, beyond reason. And you notice that you didn't need to go to that area called the head. You find this and you recognize that you didn't need to work at it, you didn't have to think about it. And that allows you to move in this way. So it's not that the recognition which I have, you're not being shown. You're being shown the same thing. That to be aware and to then be is a natural process full of light and intelligence and all the best things in life, but we don't have to work at it. We don't have to work at it in the sense of we don't have to decipher it, interpret it, compute it. We don't have to plan it.
It's such a strange thing to say, to be absolutely sure that Shiv doesn't exist. Because you can never say something doesn't exist, which even God, before Satsang, it's like God probably not there, whatever, but you can't rule out. But you're able to rule out that Ananta doesn't exist.
Yes. In the same way that you can say, I'm absolutely sure that there's no cat in this room.
You can be sure. Like, what if it's there? You haven't looked everywhere.
No, suppose I looked.
Invisible cat.
Suppose I looked, and unless the cat is invisible, I can confirm after looking that there is no cat.
Shiv also you can do that. Just look and it's not there. Is it similar?
Yeah, of course.
But you're absolutely sure.
Yes, because like I said that even in the process of perceptual looking, it is not found. And then the heart is very, very clear about this. There is no separation. There is no duality. There is no God and me. There's only God. So with all the tools at my disposal, I can say that there is no separate Ananta. What are the tools at my disposal? There's perception, there is conceptual knowledge, and most importantly, there's intuitive insight.
Like today I've been trying to, wherever attention goes, just try to not be aware of it. That doesn't seem to have much to do with whether Shiva exists or not. They seem to be different things, sort of like. Of course, being seems expansive, but there's still some leap somewhere between.
What is the project? What's the project?
Never seems to know that these days.
Is the project to fit in reality into a reasonable understanding? Because that is not possible.
The thing is that
You want to make God reasonable.
I feel I keep
When
going
I
to
say
the mind.
reasonable, I am saying that have it in our intellect some conclusions which are based on some perceptual knowledge that is going to make the discovery of God reasonable. It's never going to be reasonable. So, what is the project?
What is reality?
Yeah.
Trying to define it.
I'm saying for the moment that reality is not small enough to fit into reason. You see, whatever you can say, valuable, reality, truthful, God, love, self, being,
How do you know that? How do you know that it can't fit into?
this is the discovery.
So it is that when
This is the discovery. The discovery of another way of looking. The discovery found when you switched out of the microscope to the telescope. Then your discovery is different. Now, if you insist that I must see the star through the microscope, then what's going to happen? You want to find some microscopic evidence of the existence of stars. How will you do it? What do you know without your perception and your head? Nothing. Is it nothing or is it what I'm pointing to? Without perceptions in your head, what do you know? That is reality. So, okay, suppose that you say to me, how do you know that this flower is the real flower? First, we have to be looking at the same thing to even discuss it. No? And I'll be looking at a rose and you're looking at a chrysanthemum or something. And then you think, is that the real flower? Then I say, but look at the rose. But then you say, but how do you know it is real? I say, first look. So that we can come to the same insight at least. So first, let's come on the same page. And then we can discuss the nature of it. And if then there is a difference in words, there's bound to be, because everyone will express this in a different way.
So something
So
independent.
is the discovery that the masters have made, you see, is it like a notional proposition? Is it a conceptual proposal I'm making to you? Okay. It's not conceptual. Then, okay, now on the basis of my insight, am I asking you to believe something? I am saying that I am showing you what I have found. After that, you decide. Okay. So all the questions in Satsang are so that, all the questions that I am asking are so that you can come to the same looking. But if you insist Not that you insist. I'm saying generally, if you insist on following the old way, then how will you come to the new way of looking? Do you want the new way to conform to our traditional way of looking, which it cannot do? You see, that is the struggle. I'm saying you cannot understand it and you cannot perceive it. What else do you have? And have you not relied on this for other things already?
This question, am I aware now?
Yeah.
There's no independent of perception and conception.
Yes.
What am I aware of? Like, how can I ask that question? Would
No,
make
I'm
sense.
not asking. I'm asking whether you are aware, not aware of. Are you aware? No?
Trying to stop being aware.
Can you?
No. But there's always perception or conception that I am aware of.
Yes, but you are aware of, no? You are not dancing off, you are not sitting off, you are aware of. So the off part, let's forget about for a moment. What is this aware? It's like saying, I'm sitting on a couch, or I'm sitting on a chair, or I'm sitting on a carpet, or I'm sitting on the floor, I'm sitting on. I'm saying I don't care what you're sitting on. What is sitting? In the same way, when you say aware of, you could be aware of sight, aware of sound, aware of taste, touch, all this is in the realm of changing. What is that aware? And what are the means to recognize this aware? See? So, are you scared of it? See? Are you scared of it that you have to take a safety net along? Just say, I need a perception or I need a concept, see, to hold on to this, otherwise it is jumping off a bungee height without a bungee rope. What is the difficulty in the contemplation on awareness itself without the off? Nothing that you can hold on to then. Are you scared of that? Are you scared that you lose yourself instead of find myself? It should not be that in the endeavor to find myself, I end up losing myself and make it all worse. Is that the problem? Any? That thing on my nose?
No, I just thought.
Okay. But that is a risk you have to take. You have to take. If you think Shiv enters the door of awareness, meets awareness and Shiv doesn't come back, it's very much possible. And that's a risk you have to take. So you have to bet the entirety of the falls to come to the truth. You cannot leave a little bit there saying, I'm going to tie a rope here, enter into the door of the unspeakable, the unthinkable, the unperceivable, and then that rope will keep me safe. It is that rope which holds you back because you want to understand it before you can say jump. It's like you're saying to the, you've gone on this, what is it called? The parajumping, parachuting, whatever. No? And there where you're there, skydiving. Right? So in there you're like, are you sure the rope is safe? Are you sure that the parachute will come up? How much you love the truth. How much do you love the truth? As much to leave all the guarantees behind. Don't be scared to lose yourself. The self that you will lose is not the true you anyway. What's the self? What's the value of the self that you can lose? When you can go tomorrow, better go today. अरे जाए तो आज ही जाए. Now, do you want to meet this only reasonably? Or is it possible for you to leave yourself without reasoning? Have you seen the video of me sitting in front of Guruji on the hot seat? What happened? I know, you asked me what happened. I'm asking you, what happened? Is there a reasonable explanation for it? No. Was I happy? Was I laughing or crying? So, this is not capturable in our reasoning. Don't expect the discovery of God to happen through intellect.
But since then, you wouldn't have had to tell yourself not to go to the mind. You just found a better thing. It's not so much.
First meet, know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
First meet what I'm saying. Why do you want to know since then what? What is the attempt? Is the attempt to create a unique way that the master came to that insight and then forgot, did not ever figure out how to point to it. So then when he said, no, don't. But he didn't have to worry about following the mind. Oh no. You see, so what is the exact project? Is it painful to become like sheep and follow? Maybe that's it. Maybe the ego doesn't like it. He says, okay, that was him. Now he's saying whatever he's saying, but you figure this out on yourself. Look at Ananta. After meeting Guruji, he didn't have to worry about whether to follow the mind or not. So don't follow what he's saying. You carve out your own path. It is said that when Alexander was young, he wanted his father to die fast. Because the father was already conquering. So he was like, if my father keeps living like this, he'll conquer all the world. So what is going to be there for me to conquer? So it is already conquered. You don't have to fight your own new territory, new ground. Follow. What is the resistance to following?
I feel I want the discovery more than what you're telling me to follow. Somewhere, I've done this, what he's telling me to do, but I want the discovery, that sort of thing.
I have done what he said. So, are you aware now? It's a very precise question. You see, so, and if you don't make like remixes, that okay, this was the original, but the original was born in the 70s, I'm going to make my own version of this. Yes, but isn't that an inference from being aware of something? But that is not the question. Are you aware? Yeah. Is it about finding God or finding your unique way to find God? Are you just scared of following the question as it is? And it's part of this human play. I feel like all of the masters I went to were pointing me to this. For a long time I was just like, no, I will set the curriculum and I will go to them for the particular chapters. Till life squeezes your throat so much that now I need the medicine now. I need it now. So where are we stuck now? Are you aware now?
That's the question. I don't know.
Don't want to ask or can't see the answer?
Can't see the answer, and also like I'm trying to do the reverse thing, like
But I'm just asking you, are you aware now?
that I never got. I don't know. I'm never getting.
Are you aware?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're aware?
I-
Is it, yes I am, but so what? Even if it's that, we can look at it. But what is it really? Yes, I am aware, but so what?
So what is usually concluding based
What
on
about
perception.
me? The so what is, but
Yeah,
what
yeah,
about
you're
me?
aware, so-
What happened to me? What benefit did I get? Can't find the answer to whether you are aware.
Somewhere I don't get that confidence to say yes. Somewhere. It's a vague sort of yeah.
So are you aware? Hmm? It's very irritating, huh? Because you know the answer, you just know it. But your mind is not validating it, your perceptions are not validating it. You see? And therefore, if you're trying to filter it through your head, you will say, am I really? You see? Who's aware of the perception of this hand? You are, no? That you can be seen? Then on what basis do you conclude it is you? Baseless, no? Baseless. Non-intellectual, no computation needed, and no perception had. Completely unreasonable. You're aware of the perception of this hand. Is that a Shiv you spot there? Who's aware? It's not a Shiv also. It is maybe the Shiva, but not the Shiv. So what's the problem? You found yourself.
Still, yeah, but if it's not a perception or a concept, it feels sort of.
Get used to the temperature of this water. That's the best place to live. You know how to struggle in spirituality? Like this. Like this means it's not personal. Like this is how most spiritual seekers go through this. What is it? The insight is being made clear. Is it? The questions are very difficult to avoid. And yet, and we keep coming back because in our heart we know this is true somewhere. And yet, we want confirmation from the head. Say, this is definitely, yes, A+. That is how we struggle. The unperceivable will never be perceived. All perceptions that may come as a byproduct to this, which you may be waiting for, saying, oh, now if this happened, if there was an explosion of bliss, if there was an explosion of bliss, then I would say, yes, that was it. Okay? But explosion of bliss will go away. Okay? Anything that comes will go away. And then the mind will use that to tell you that you had it, yes, but you lost it. Can it be doubted that it is you that is aware of the perception of this hand? Cannot be doubted. Because the discovery is not in the head at all. You see? So it's like you found something in your house, but in the playground those kids are shouting saying, no, that's not the true thing you found. You're like, what do you know? You were playing there. You see? Now if you start listening to the kids which you discovered something in your own room, what's going to happen? Those kids will say, no, it's not for you. You have not done enough sadhana. You are not devoted enough. You see? Look at that yogi ji sitting in Himalayas for 2000 years, still not found it. What you? How can you find it? But that kid shouting in that playground has no idea about what you're discovering. How will you show this awareness to your head? Come, son, you comment on it. How will you take it to this awareness? How will you take it? Can you do it? Can't do it. It only deals in measurable things. The mind only deals in Maya. Maya means that which is measurable. How will you take it to that self? Then the problem is, I am finding what he is saying. Then he found the same, I found the same. How come he is different from me? How come Ananta is sitting on a pedestal sharing satsang and I am still letting the mind confuse me? That's not fair. Isn't it? But you have to give it as much time at least as you give a pizza, no? Immediately it should happen. Even at Domino's we are more patient. But the self, it's instantaneous. So now I should also become a teacher. Only scriptural words should come out of my mouth, and then people should recognize my light and start chasing me. You see, all that is sideshow. Irrelevant. It's just mind attack. Are you finding something which is independent of your ability to think and to perceive? So this awareness, this confirmation, it is I that is aware. With which mechanism are you finding? I am introducing you to a new room in your house. To a new room in your house, which is like more powerful than the closet of Narnia. I don't know if you studied Narnia, or the rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland. Right? You open this rabbit hole and there's no coming back really. Right? So, and then you say, but no, but it has to be through my bedroom only. Can't be that. No? It has to show up in the, I'm looking at the property plans and the architect's maps, and it's not there. Yeah, but I'm showing you. Maybe really somewhere it's just that I'm scared. What's going to happen if I step in? Can you promise me that I will not lose my house if I step into this room? So, although externally your life may still look the same, chopping wood and fetching water, internally it is not the same. It's like the power source is changed. It is on a small battery. Now you've connected to the main power supply. Will it electrocute the hell out of you? Yes, it will. The hell will definitely get electrocuted out of you. Do you want it to be familiar? It won't be familiar. You want it to be unfamiliar? There's no guarantee of that. It's nothing that you can think in advance and plan. Before I sat on the hot seat, somebody said, okay, you just have to visualize what is going to happen to you. Not the body, what you're going to find. Could I have visualized it? No. I may have had some ideas about it. Maybe I can have an out-of-body experience. Or maybe I can see the whole universe. Or maybe I can see all my lifetimes in one shot. I could have all these ideas about it. But what I found is none of that. And more. If you could do it your way, you would have already. Sorry if it comes as bad news. If you could do it your way, you would have already. Somewhere this submission feels painful. Somewhere this submission feels painful. And that is why we struggle like a fish out of water for a bit. And we submit. We're only submitting that which nobody has any value for. What are you going to submit? You're going to submit your ego, your pride, your way. Okay? Nobody has any use of that. Nobody wants to take it from you. It is for your own good that you submit. The master may say, give me your ego. Does he want to live with your ego? No, of course not. You can't live with your ego. Why will the master want to live with your ego? It's a gift that you can give yourself. How will you accept the unreasonable? How will you accept the unreasonable as long as you still have faith in the false? This is my expectation from you, that you will accept the unreasonable. Why? Why? Because you trust me. And what is the expectation? That you are accepting what you are discovering about yourself to be true. It's not an expectation that I'm giving you a set of concepts to believe. You are discovering that you are that which is aware of all perceptions, but in itself cannot be perceived. Finding or no? Now, what is the fight? But the mind should confirm it. It won't. The mind should not fight it. It will. See?
Actually, there is a very strong resistance to let go, and which is coming like a strong ego, the ability to control everything from an egoic point of view. Like from its point of view, letting go means failure.
Letting
Letting go means failure.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to fail. You have to fail. Take my invitation and fail. Otherwise, life is going to do it anyway. You hate that. No, the mind hates that. But I am willing to risk your hate to show you true love. I am willing to risk your hate to show you true love. Because if I cannot give you the gift that my master gave me, then no other gift I have which is of value. If I say to you, no, Acha, how does your mind work? Soft, धीरे-धीरे करेंगे. This is not that gift then. You're here for that. But like the runaway bride, if fear comes, can I really commit to this? This is my life. Your ego will come. Run. This is not good. You can do it your way. Like that. For what do you come? For what do you come to Satsang?
To be free from suffering.
To be free from suffering. To be free from suffering is not possible till you give up on the false. And to give up on the false, you have to jump into the truth. You cannot have one foot in the false and one foot in the truth and then say, oh please, make me comfortable and give me the confidence that I can jump in fully. No. It's going to feel like two different, extremely different temperatures. And you just at some point have to stand on the edge of the plane and say, I'm here for this, I'm going to jump. The flight takes off 3 times a week. You can board the plane anytime. But one day you have to board and jump. Don't keep the safety rope around you, tying me to the me, tying me to the mind. Don't wait for the mind's confirmation that it's safe to jump. Lose control. Accept that you have no control here. It's a very valid point. The fear is a complete loss of control. The loss of the self, the most scary part of that is that all that I have built up, all the control that I have, all my attachments, boom, all handed over to this unperceivable light. And for what? Because we trust this strange man. Yes. Just jump. Have you seen? We can have more resistance to this than skydiving. You're willing to jump off a plane and the body be destroyed. And the reassurance of a trained pilot because he has some certificate saying he's done it 755 times. You see? And here, me is more difficult to give up than the body. You have to be willing to die trying. You have to be willing to die trying. One day we have to die anyway. Let it be today. So although the householder environment and all of that may give you the idea that this is some sort of a comfortable armchair spirituality, it is actually the opposite of that. You may want to maintain a safe distance. I will do it in the right balance. What did I learn today? But the magnetism in your heart for this will grow and grow and grow, expand so much that you will not be able to hedge your risk.
Guruji, when I come here, the mind wants to create a process. It wants to understand, to grasp what you're telling. I think that's not what is required.
Yeah.
That will not help me either.
Yes.
So, what I should do when I come here?
Let it do what it wants. You say that the mind wants to do this. You see? So it's like saying the children in the playground want to play football, not cricket. Let them play. You are here, no? I don't need your mind to work with me.
So what is required?
You see? That you don't bother with your mind. That's all. Your mind will try to make sense out of what is being said. It will say, okay, now this, then this is what he's saying. It will try to understand what is going on. You see, let the mind do that. Don't interfere with it, don't bother with it, don't fall for its conclusion. You stay with me.
So then, what is surrender then?
This. Because your mind has all your plans, no? You see? So to not bother with what your mind is then narrating and saying in the narrative is better if you did this and didn't do that and all of that. This is the loss of control that he's saying. Surrender is to hand over control from the false narrative of the mind. What is so valuable that we want to hold? What is that? What do we have that is not going anywhere? This much is clear that you cannot swim in both rivers at the same time. This much is clear or no? You see? Because you have noticed now that in the instant of the hypnosis from the mind, all of this sounds like hocus pocus nonsense. And the instant of true insight, all of the mind's narratives seem like bogus. So both are completely two different ways to live. You cannot take half that river, half this river and say, I will make the perfect river for myself. Just swim. Not going to happen. You have to jump in. Face the fear and dive in. How long will we be happy just looking at the light from a distance and saying, please, just a little bit is what I want. It makes my life better. I don't want to become one with the sun. I just want a little bit of its light. But your heart is being pulled to merge. Just want to watch from a distance. You cannot do it. The true darshan of God is not possible without merging with God. If there are two, then you may at best catch a glimpse. But it cannot be called a true meeting. What is the value that you are saving? What would you not give up for God? Not that God is saying, give up, give up. But the mind plays that way. What if?
like I just want to fast forward.
What is the worry? What is the fear that, what is that process you don't want to go through? Fast forward to what? Okay, let's forget the process. To what?
I guess it's about wanting to be in the same state. I don't know that.
Yeah. It's like, fast forward to the day when Ananta is announcing his successor, saying, "Meri gati, mere bete Shiv ko jati hai." Like that. What should it fast forward to? Is there some notion of struggle or the 40 days and nights? What is this about? Is the mind itself saying, why can't I just be done with this in one shot? Just let go of these.
It's sort of like that chasing the next high kind of thing. Like more. Like till now, these many days, it's been like so many things were like weird stuff, but they're good. The next, what's next kind of thing.
Yeah. I promise you that the thrill of that unperceivable reality is more than any drug you can have.
Exactly. That's
But if you want it for the thrill, it can't be so. You want it, you must want it for its truth value, not for its byproducts. You are discovering that time and space is nothing to you, this universe is just a flittering object in front of you. And the mind is saying, but I want better experience.
when you say that it's a flittering entire, that makes it sound like something so beyond this mind.
It's beyond your head, but it's true now.
That I can't confirm.
With what will you confirm? Same insight you have, same insight I have. I am saying these words, you are saying I can't confirm them. What is the difference?
Can I confirm that right now this entire universe is like some fleeting?
Yes. See, if you can. Is there an what? Okay, first follow the smell. No? Some part of you already knows it is true and it loves that. It's loving that. Follow that. Where is that? Where is this known to be true? Where is this sounding attractive? Follow that. Okay, forget about where it's true, but where is it sounding attractive? Like the notion of the eternal, through no human means does it sound fun or good or attractive or meetable. Eternal. Is it timeless? God is timeless. Yourself is timeless. You cannot meet it in the head or through perception. And yet somewhere it sounds attractive. Where is that? Somewhere, when I tell you you have eternal life, it sounds true. Follow the scent of that. Where is that? That is what I call the heart. You see, because what is somewhere you have eternal life to the head is not saying, okay, then in 10 million years, how much wealth can I have? And how much, how many relationships can I have? It's not that. Something other than that is attracted to this. What is that? It's not an emotion. It's not rationality. Follow the scent of that and see what else you love there. That is the house. That is the new room. Satsang will frustrate you. Like the son said, it's very frustrating. Strong resistance comes. And yet, this is maybe his 500th satsang. So what likes it that it comes back 500 times? Let's find that, no? We know what is resisting, but what is loving it that you're back 500 times? that you were not born and you will not die. Is it a completely alien notion? And if it is completely alien notion, you will not come back and hear it again. You will not even put on a TV channel again if it is completely nonsensical. Why would you take the trouble to keep coming back here? So somewhere it's already appealing to you. Somewhere, which I call the heart, you know this to be true. Chase the smell of this. Where do I know that I am neither born nor die, nor can I die? You know this somewhere else. It's not in your head. And you have definitely not perceived this. If I say to you that love is primal to your being, love is primal to your being, your head doesn't want that. It wants a settled life with this much money, this much relationship, this much this thing. But somewhere, you know this love. Where is that? And you can even question, like when you say that I come to Satsang to be free from suffering, you see, that may be your mind's proposal. But I am telling you that there is a deeper calling in your heart, which is independent of what happens to you. Where can you verify that? So many of you may report that, okay, now I walk into Satsang hall and something happened. Like this boy sat next to me that day, something happened. Where that, is it only a question of perception? Nobody walks into the Satsang hall and sees tidal waves. You don't have to feel a particular feeling, and yet you may come. That's intuitive recognition. If you want all there's only one thing that you cannot keep, which is the false me. That's all. Neither my way, my cleverness, my strategies, my plan. So how to go from that comfortable armchair spirituality, which is actually nothing but a comfortable hell, to a true spirituality. You have to be willing to risk it all. Even if it's a fearful bet. Even if it's a full of fearful bet, your hands are quivering. But I offer you my head, Father, here you go. But still, it is needed. They're just dipping one toe here and there. Yeah, very nice. Once a year, though, so relaxing. That is not the kind of spirituality this is. It's not a visit to a hill station. Getting you to face all your irrational fears, even if they're rational fears. Let's be honest, most of us have planned our life very badly. Very badly. But suppose that you had even planned it meticulously. Like every moment of your experience, I wake up, first thing I see is this painting I have in front of me. Second thing I see, some help comes with breakfast in bed. Third thing I see, whatever you may have. I am saying that this is worth it, even if your plans have been that meticulous that you've been able to control your experience, your perceptions, every single moment of your life, which is not true for any of us. Even then, the experience of your timeless reality is greater than that. Even a moment of it is greater than that. You know this is true. Where you know this to be true, live there. Otherwise, do what you want. That is freedom. I can only invite and provoke and prod and push. At least I'm not being rude like Kabirji. Oh beloved, follow my words. Otherwise, go fall in a ditch. His words. I'll get there. God is actually found instantly. And yet, I am very comfortable saying that God will not be found in our attempt to keep ourselves comfortable. Step out, dive in, face your fear, and take a small bet. This is your entire life. Bet it all? Not yet. Now? What is the value that we will lose?
It's only thoughts, Father.
It's only thoughts. And I'm not saying give it up. I'm not saying give it up. I'm saying bet it all. And leave it to God. Bet it all, you may get 10 times more. Who knows? Even if it is a fearful bet, make it. What shows up in our life or doesn't show up in this life, that it's just like a dream, is up to God. Anyway, it is without your bet or no. But your betting, that act of faith, has value.
Truly, it cannot even be fearful because there's nothing there that's holding
Yes.
on to nothing.
Sometimes our insights are valuable for us to become courageous. Sometimes we have to be courageous first. It will not be that you have it like that, okay, now I'm going to put my head, I'm going to come to the edge of the universe and just stick my head out to the edge of the universe and see what is there. But the rest of my body will be still in the universe, so if I don't like it, I cannot. And that is what we are asking for. The mind may be screaming, don't do it. Don't do it. Or just stick the finger that you can afford to lose, just stick that little pinky finger out. See if it's not like a burning hell or something there. And if it's comfortable, then let it. Can't do it like that. Boom. Finished. You have come to the edge of the universe. You have already peered beyond it. Now you want to make yourself safe here while you live there. Can't happen. You alright, my dear? Eyes looking a bit strange. It's okay. It's okay. That's what happened. You're true inside. You want to be that ocean in which these universes come and go also. And you want to keep yourself safe in this universe also.
The only thing that can want to keep you safe in this universe is just a thought. There's nothing.
Exactly. It's just the mind. It's just a bundle of thoughts. It has no substance. It has no proof. It has no truth. It has no validity. It is just because the comfortable hell is familiar. If I lose this and get into a worse hell, that's why we put all these people on the walls. Because they did what you're doing. And they are not reporting that it was a worse hell. How much reassurance you want? Guruji has said nobody has come to the self and regretted it. Enough. What if I come to the discovery of the self and become stupid? And all these things that are built up with great difficulty, I don't want them anymore. So lack of trust everywhere. In our own self also. What we take to be ourselves. This is how the mind can push our buttons. Have you not experienced enough already to prove to you that the one that is sharing these words has taken the leap he's asking you to take? It's very good to at least come face to face with it. Come face to face with it. And then notice that what does the mind have really? It's meaning, meaning, meaning. I grew up, spent a couple of years in a Middle Eastern country called Bahrain. Over there, we used to get all these American TV shows. So one of them was that, what was it, Roadrunner. And this Roadrunner would not say anything. It was just a beep beep, beep beep, beep beep in all communication. It was beep beep. I don't know if some of you have seen it. So the ego in all its fancy notions and all its pristine architected narratives, all of this stuff, it's only saying me, 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 me. What me? All this is fine, but me. Yeah? Yes, sir. So, are we not done with that? Some of you may be sitting here wondering, like, what is this risk he's talking about? It's actually so simple. What? I don't see what I have to give up. May that innocence also help you. But mostly, you'll feel this fear. It may feel like a fear of death. Like when I started the spiritual journey, or the spiritual journey started here, I was putting some meditation every day, trying to come to some peace, and then go about the rest of my life. Never did I feel like I'll sit in front of this man one day where I'll feel like I'm dying, or I have to give up on everything that I hold dear in life. And never ever did I imagine that one day I'll be sharing with people that you have to be willing to give up on everything that you value to come to that which is truly valuable. 20 minutes meditate twice a day. Yeah. make life better. Yeah, that's how it starts. And what pulls you in deeper and deeper and deeper? Everyone knows enough practice now to do that. Not even twice a day, once a day. Everybody's learned at least some practices and techniques. You can do that. All you want is a peaceful life. Do it, it works, it's fine. But you can't help it because your heart is already it's way ahead of you. How many know Isha Yoga practices? Art of living, Buddhism, transcendental meditation. We know. So even any one of them done badly is enough for a reasonably peaceful day. All you have to do it once a day, finish. What brings you here to this strange man? Saying, take a bed. Your mind is saying, bed? What? I am. Otherwise, if that's what you want, I can make some practice. We made already, no? What is it? Shakti Hari Pranayama. Twice a day, before breakfast and dinner. But your heart is longing for something much greater than that. That's why you read stuff like Ashtavakra and Yoga Vasishta and Vibhu Gita. You watch this kind of satsang on YouTube. So, your mind cannot fathom what your heart wants. I'm just saying, follow your heart fully. And don't be scared of your mind's propositions of loss. It is only keeping the false me intact, trying to.
This surrender cannot come from mind, right? I mean, you got fed up with the life and then you surrender. It doesn't work.
Hello. Yes. So, surrender is not part of the narrative of the mind. Surrender is to surrender the narrative of the mind. But many times, like you were saying, how I surrender because you have no moves left anyway. It's good enough.
Father, you have never felt this, that I want something at any cost.
Huh?
I want something at any cost, no matter what. You have not felt this.
I felt this about truth, about God. And maybe before 23 I would have felt it about many things. But once I got married, I got my business, I got all of that, most of it didn't seem as exciting or valuable. Except this. For this I would have done anything. For the truth I would have done anything. And I feel like, in fact, that innocence was very sweet also. I don't know if it's still here, but if even Sri Shankar, Ravi Shankar had told me, go, that mountain is there, go jump, I would have jumped. I feel. They were asked, so we can't really validate that. I feel like in my heart I would have jumped. So this I wanted with that ferocity. What else can be wanted with that kind of fire at any cost?
I just want everything like that.
Huh?
Like if, for
You want-
example, I like a girl, then I just want her at any cost.
At any cost. Okay, so let's say this. Okay, so suppose you like a girl, then you say, I just want to be with her or want her at any cost. At the cost of losing a limb? It's not any cost. That's just the mind's fantastical notions of at any cost. What can you want at any cost? That's what I mean by bet your life. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring anyway. We went through 2 years of a pandemic, which is unimaginable. Just before that, thousands of us were gathering in Rishikesh to meet Guruji. Just after that, 2 years, lockdown, disease, deaths. So many of my old uncles and aunts in UP passed away. The numbers are so underreported. There could be a minor variation in that gene of that virus. If virus is a gene, with the makeup of the virus. It's much more dangerous. Finish. What guarantee we have for anything? And then what happened? In lockdown, no traffic, nothing. I used to step out on this balcony. So many birds. It seemed like the world was flourishing without humanity's interference. And we feel like we are running this world. So many birds, so many flowers blooming, everything was flowering beautifully. So it's not that the world can't do without us.
No war.
No war. Not possible to step out and kill each other. Unfortunately, the provocation of the great sage Kabir for this has become like more an invitation for kids to do homework. So that has lost its potency. काल करे सो आज करे सो अब पल में पढ़ ले होएगी बहुरी करेगा कब. She's not talking about homework or make money or do your job. This death is coming. Death is coming. Where is the time for this then? For homework, it can be the other one. आज करे सो काल करे सो परसों. इतनी जल्दी भी क्या है, अभी जीना है परसों. But in the world, what has happened? Other way around. This is something that when you are done, when you're old, you can't do anything else basically, then find God. First, do your responsibilities, run your family. Nobody knows how to do any of that. You're just going around. Every day we wake up, we pretend, and then we go back to sleep. Nobody knows how to be responsible, how to take care of anything. We don't, like I was saying, we don't know how to move a finger. Just because a delusion is shared and popular doesn't make it true. What do you want more than God? Or truth, or self? What do you want? Only that can make you suffer. For all of you at least. Because God is available to you moment to moment. Now you do not have the excuse that regular people in the world may have. कहाँ मिलेगा भगवान? Where can I find God? You don't have that excuse. None of you. God is available. Now what you love more than that can make you suffer. Not love, but want. And usually it is not like God or. In your mind it's not like God or. Say God plus. You realize the absurdity of that notion? God plus? God plus my way, God plus my idea, God plus my valued perceptions and experiences. Not room enough for both. So the easy way is just simply follow. As much as that may hurt the ego. The struggling way is to infer, understand, apply, experiment, come to conclusion, do that. You can do that also. But as the chef of this meal, I would say, it's all made for you. You are my children, it's for you. You can eat it without any guilt. Just have to maybe swallow some pride. Guruji went to Papaji. He wrote him a beautiful note. A long one about this. Papaji said to him, as long as you have arrogance in you, you know. And Guruji already had experiences with Michael and all this stuff. And he was very upset. Like, look at this man, I just wrote him a note and he's calling me arrogant. He's not even my master. His people called me from Delhi. I was not even coming to Lucknow. From Rishikesh they called me. Yeah. But that meeting was very important. That squeezing was very important. Because we don't see our arrogance, we don't see our pride. I, me. What makes you believe that you can cook this better than I have cooked for you? Makes you believe that you can carve your path better than I have made for you?
You mean the path to the discovery?
Yeah?
You mean the path to the discovery or the discovery itself?
The path, no? Because we are only fighting about the path. Not that we are fighting, but we are only quibbling about the path. The discovery is like, yeah. Yeah. So what is it about? Is it that you feel like you can build the better path? Or next to the discovery you want to build a nice 3-bedroom apartment? And you can do it better than I have built for you. It is just this same thing. Just like Papaji told Guruji, as long as you have arrogance in you, you cannot find it. And we don't spot it because it is just like a blind spot. My way, my idea, I like this, I don't like this. You know the annual vacation. It's like, oh, I came to your hotel this year and the plates were not so clean. Not that kind of retreat. Once a year you come to Satsang, replenish yourself, feel peaceful and nice, and fill yourself with makka ke andar. Give it up. What stops you? I'm not here to bring balance to your life. Look at this and look at this and then I'm here to throw you out. I'm here to throw you out.
My problem is with the discovery in a way. It's that when you say arcs of the universe has come and go or the entire. So I feel the discovery pales in comparison to the description. But it's the other way around it should be. I feel.
Yes.
That all roads pale in comparison.
Let's explore this. So we were talking about this. So I say that my life is not in time and space. Not in time. Or I am deathless. Or I am birthless. Eternal. Let's start with these. Now, this is not alien to anybody. I could go to somebody on the street and say these words and they say, I don't experience it, but something. Right? So, because the call of the heart is never that hidden from anybody. Very, very rarely. Maybe. So, somewhere you hear this and it appeals to you. Like we were talking about the notion of infinity. No? Philosophers for centuries have explored this infinity. But to the mind, it's a completely silly notion. Timelessness or infinity. But all humans are attracted to it somewhere. Yeah? So where is it that eternity seems true? Where within you are you not in opposition to these? Let's start with not in opposition at least. Your head may hate it. Yeah, your head may hate it. Your head may hate the idea of having a guru also. You may hate it. I want to be for myself. I can read the books. I can practice. I can find God. It's my direct relationship with God. Why do I need this one? You may hate it. And still, you're here. In fact, your heads do hate me. I've read enough reports for 11 years to confirm that. You see. And even the love from your head is just ephemeral if it comes. It's just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then tomorrow it's like, I hate you, I hate you. I don't value that. But your heart, somewhere in your heart, you love me. What is that? Okay. So, if you came to a place where you heard some completely absurd nonsense, you would not keep coming back there. If it did not ring true in any aspect of your being, you would not be back here. No, it's nobody's first satsang. In the first satsang, I may say, okay, you were pulled in by a friend. So, where this rings true, that you have to be here, there all the truth that I'm pointing to is already available. And where you can doubt, you can never find. One is the river of doubt and arrogance and pride and my way. I will cook my perfect spirituality for myself. Little bit of this, little bit of that. And the other is the river of the heart, where your truth is known, where the world is known. Isn't it? Now, a poor man with no world experience, like Ashtavakra, and plus his body bent in 8 places, I said, you are the boundless ocean in which the arcs of the universes come and go. So, where is that he is discovering that? These sages like Vashisht and all that never left the country, presumably. And they are talking about how all this universe is nothing but a dream and there are billions and trillions of universes like this. Yeah, in the Vedas, so many things like what people are still talking about, like string theory and vibrational frequencies of everything and the primordial vibration, all of that. Where do they know all this? Don't you think their friends and relatives told them, what nonsense are you talking about? So don't jump at the ability to describe your insight that quickly. First, let the insight settle. You don't have to write the Ashtavakra Gita tomorrow. No. You don't have to become the next Ribhu tomorrow. There's time for that. You see? At least don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because you cannot describe it the same way doesn't mean the discovery is not pristine. And why do the sages use these descriptions? Because they know you cannot meet it in the head. You cannot come to this discovery in the head. You cannot discover that you are the boundless ocean in your head. Can you do it? You cannot discover who you are. Bhagavan said, who am I? Like that. You cannot discover that you're birthless and deathless in your head. You may have fanciful ideas which get thrown away in one. A partner uses one angry word and all the greatest knowledge is out ahead. In 1 second. How long will it take? Gone. But is there something deeper than just a conceptual knowing? If you keep dancing to the mind's notions of so what, and you are beyond time and space, you are this pure awareness, okay then, so what? You are awareness which is not in time and space, you are not in this universe. With which mouth can you say so what? Not talking about Pankaj is so what? His is fine. He's counteracting to the mind. It shows you your intellect's lack of capacity to fathom God. But that does not mean that God cannot be fathomed. You see that your existence is limitless. You see it. You don't perceive it, but you see it. Your existence is limitless. Your mind will still come and say, so what? It is not in the viewing of the same flower that it is making the conclusion about.
In the last part, viewing of the flower.
The same flower. So I am commenting on the rose. It is looking at a storybook about a rose, describing a rose. And then saying, so what? If it's red. What's the big deal in red? See, I have crayon with red. So first we have to come on the same page. Talk about the same insight.
This duty and responsibility sounds so true and so correct.
What's your duty to the master?
Surrender.
Then what else duty can you have? Once you have surrendered, then you have surrendered. You don't surrender duty and responsibility. Huh? What do you surrender then? What do you surrender? And here you have no excuse. Like, I have no use for your lunch money and your offerings and all of this. I have no use for any of that. I want you fully. So there is nothing that your mind can propose that, this is, okay, this equalizes it. Because I cut a check of 20,000 to Ananta every month. So throw away that check, burn it up. Nobody wants. And I have no use for your small offering. I want it all or nothing. I don't want any this timid faith that I am faithful till it's comfortable. The minute it starts to get a little bit, I don't agree, I insist to, bye bye. Faith is to go beyond reason. If you're convinced that you will never be able to bet your life, this is not the right place. You may not say, I can bet it right now. But if you're convinced that I will have my comfortable armchair spirituality, as long as the temperature of this room is right, and here when it starts to get a bit hot, I can always run. It's welcome to come, but nothing is going to happen. till you're not open, as fearful as that may seem, till you're not open to chopping off your own head, if I hand you the knife, we have not truly met. I cannot give you a small gift. I can only give to you what I have found. If you say, no, but give me only that part which allows me to have a peaceful life, I can't do it. I don't have a way to do that. I want to live as the false, but it should be a peaceful false. I don't have the tools to help you in that. You want to make God a product of your thinking, a product of your understanding? Try. Try. You want to have the complete framework of spiritual understanding? Try. One day you have to board this aircraft, and when the pilot is saying jump, you have to jump. I said the flight is frequent enough. 3 times a week it takes off. Just one day you have to come and jump. Be unconcerned, unbothered with what about me. One day. With your past and your future. One moment actually. But till you tie a rope to yourself and come, a safety net, till you're trying to balance your life. I'm here to serve you. Although in today's satsang it may not sound like that. But I'm here to serve you with the truth of you. Not here to amplify your false notions. My child said honestly, and I said, "Can you bet it all?" He said, "No, actually." That integrity is also helpful. At least that much truth to yourself. If it feels too much, that's fine. Face that. I was sharing this story, which I read, where a father says to two sons, "I want this done." One says yes and doesn't do it. The other says, "No, I can't." So, among the two sons, one said, "Yes, I will," and never did. The other says, "No, I can't." Who's the truer son? So, it's helpful. But don't make that your constant final abode. Provisionally, this integrity is good.
In a lot of big books, it's written mentioned that this knowing that resonates with the place which is familiar. It's more like a memory, but I don't think it's even a memory.
It's not a memory. Right? It's not the usual way we look at memory.
Yeah.
It is like a memory in the sense that it is like there's a deep reminder of all of this available with us already. You see? That's why these books are even appealing. Because who would ever read a Ashtavakra Gita? Sound like a fantasy. Who would read Yoga Vasishtha? It's like a Marvel Cinematic Universe or something. Written many hundreds of years ago. So somewhere it's relatable, it's recognizable. Who would even inquire, who am I?
I think even all these novels like Harry Potter and all, The Chosen One,
Yeah.
Matrix, something bigger that
Is appealing
pull us there.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where? So it's very good that we move away from this sort of make-believe, rara type spirituality. Yes, Father, yes, I am only in this for truth. And then when push comes to shove, it's too much. It's like I was only here to get some spiritual advice, not to chop my hair. And if that is there, it's very good. So if like Azhar, you can confront it head on and say, there is a resistance, there is a thing. I find myself unable to say it. That is very good than being in some sort of airy-fairy sort of spiritual thing, saying, but it's never going to come to that. So I might as well say, yes, it is going to come to that. It has come to that. You see? It has come to that. You cannot now hold on to your safety nets. The heat in this kitchen is now that much you cannot walk around with your fire extinguisher. If you come, be ready to be decimated. What of yourself do you want to keep? What of yourself do you want to keep? What do you love so much about yourself? What do you love? If you still have something like that, then no point talking about surrender and all these devotion and faith. Be honest and say, can't do it. What else? What?
Even a safety net, Father, it just promises big things, but it really is nothing.
Just promises, no? Just promises of a guarantee. It's hell, but at least it's a familiar hell. Prefer a familiar hell or an unknown heaven? Yeah? Pakka? You don't know whether up is up and down is down.
I mean, no hell. Not a good hell or a bad hell.
What are you not willing to give up for the truth? Habit, conditioning, my way, my
I think
life.
that's there with me. I feel that something of my own should be something original. That doesn't come with from some book it should come from or
And
somebody
how
else.
will your thought is original to you?
That's
Where does it come from? So examine, no? Okay, so if this is there, it gets in your way, then don't leave it unexamined. What do I mean by originality? Because the thought popped up in this head. It makes it original? Popped up from where? What did we do to produce it? What is the recipe of a thought? What is the raw materials? So the intellect also either 0 or 100%. If you use it just halfway, then it makes these half conclusions. It's something of mine if I can have in my discovery of the truth. So something has to be original. What do you mean by original? Came from consciousness.
That's something I'm afraid of losing. That's one thing. If I were to say, what if
Yeah.
I get?
Yeah,
think
but
the
do you have,
discovery-
do you have it that you could lose it? Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the thing with pride. We have nothing that makes us special. We have really nothing that makes us special. But we have pride. Yeah?
The entire culprit is just a thought.
Yes. Just a thought. And what makes the thought attractive? A thought will come and say, you will build the best igloo in the world. But if you are an Eskimo, if you take yourself to be an Eskimo, then it is attractive.
This what he said that I want something to be original. I mean, I saw through it today when you were asking, what do you want to do? And it felt that it would be integrity to have something original because I saw it. Just realized that's just one doubt.
The question is simple.
Just
What stops you from following what I'm saying?
this rubbish thought.
The dish is cooked. What makes you refuse to eat? They are only useful to me if I have cooked it, or at least I did a part of the cooking process.
In all sincerity, I'm asking, but
Yeah.
the place from which we will ask this question, or the place from which we will answer this, sometimes I'm unsure of that. I truly don't know sometimes what's really coming out. They definitely could be lying, but sometimes when you're totally open, then still sometimes there's this thought that comes still, you haven't experienced it yet. Again,
When yourself is apparent to you, it cannot come from the wrong place. That is the fail-safe. That is the fail-safe. Even when God's presence is apparent to you, it cannot come from the wrong place. And you say, okay now, am I aware now? Like that, can we see? So, although it's not like that, you are aware. You are not under the hypnosis of the mind right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. It's possible to live like this without the hypnosis of the head. But in the hypnosis sometimes this may come. Say, okay, no. But there are no words possible at all when I am aware. I cannot use this mouth. Mouth has to be used only with thoughts, not intuition. This kind of stuff. Okay, then stay with I am. When God's presence is palpable, you cannot be mindy. Now from here tell me whether you had a true insight or not. Why had? Having. Having. Never have to refer to past. How little should I love you that I don't always show you God? How little should I love you that I value your false narratives? I join you in the delusion. You want to have God and me? Can't do it. Can't do it. God and me can't live in the same house. If you think two sisters-in-law fight, then you ain't seen nothing else. You don't want your life to become that Mahabharata. If this is your second satsang at least, then you want God. You can't come to second satsang here and not really want God. Now how much you're going to struggle with the me? How many chances you're going to give to try and make this tiny room, invisible room for the me, just in case all this God talk is full BS. You must have a hedge, no? Somewhere. Ananta is the most deluded one. And one day you discover that. What do you have then? He's taken everything from you. Your plans, your future. You would become the next Bill Gates or something. If Ananta didn't show up. You've given up all of it. Now, have some safety. Come. He cannot decide for you. He cannot decide for you. No? We keep playing this game daily, no? I say God, you say me. God, me. God, me. When will we stop? I say, you are the timeless one. You say, but my mind says. You don't just say it because the mind says. You say the mind says because you value what the mind says. Even under the garb of exposing many times. I just want to expose. No, you are valuing it. You are not wanting to burn it. You are wanting to tell me your perspective. I want to just offer this up to you, Father. You want to be understood. What does your mind hate me for? I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Isn't it? I don't understand your nonsense. And I don't value it. That's why it hates me. Please, I know, but provisionally speaking, on a relative basis, it feels like this. Oh, I hate you. Don't make smart hiding places for the false. Don't use big words to hide. There is not enough time to play this game. Provisional and relative and balance. Maybe there is enough time. So maybe there is enough time, but I don't feel like this is the place. All in or nothing? Bet your whole kitty on a pair of deuces. See what happens. Where's Harsha? See.
I just thought I'd ask you about so not using the mind and even this originality stuff. And so I've been trying to. I want to be able to negate the way you use philosophy to negate anything, just about anything. About how you've been talking about how any thought can be questioned. So it's like at times I try to use the mind to do something similar.
Yeah.
There also I want some originality there of mind.
If you're able to negate or if you're not able to negate, but if you end up taking the wrong you to be real or true,
Yeah.
is that be a life well spent?
No, it comes down to that many times. I'm like, which do I value higher? Like
What
even
is-
if
Okay, we want to be responsible. What is the highest responsibility we have to ourselves? To live an entire life of falsehood or to find the truth? And then, if that itself is in question, then which other objectives or projects are sensible?
what if it's just for fun? Like it doesn't mean much, but you're not suffering also.
Everything can be for fun once the truth about who you are is apparent.
Yeah.
Till then, don't let the mind divert you with notions of
This
playfulness.
is first priority.
First priority. And if not, tell me why it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
What would make a life full of falsehood worthwhile? Saurabh looks a bit shell shocked. He's like, मैं कहाँ आ गया आज? Is this Ananta-ji Satsang?
is an observation that when I look at you, I see myself like the true self, and there is no difference. There is no duality. And when I talk to my friend, I see my ego, and it feels like, so sort of like my presence reflects whatever is in front of me.
Be so deeply rooted in yourself that your outside reflects you, not the other way around. Otherwise, you cannot share this. You cannot be, I cannot come to Satsang and say, okay, I'm going to reflect. Become so deeply rooted in your heart that those who come in your company are forced to at least, if not meet it, at least reflect on it.
It's possible.
It's possible, that's why I'm shaking. Water.
Thank you for a beautiful satsang.
Thank you.
I think just my observation is that the presence does all the work. For me, I think accepting that I can see the presence is everywhere, and I can only see that as presence itself. The presence can see presence, if the body is also seen to be in the presence, but only presence can see presence. So well, it's not. I think Shiv was asking about like what's your original insight. I think we just have to absorb that, like beyond the words. We kind of have to cry it out. Almost, there's only one thing. So there's only one, because you see everywhere, and you can see it. How can there be two? And the only other, you can see that and you see your body is in it.
Yes.
So it just kind of absorbs it. So just thank you.
What are you scared to lose? I know it's unrelated to what you said.
Yeah. I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to jump. I feel a lot of guidance from, it's almost like, the path is being laid out. It's impossible to miss.
I found like as time passes, you don't really know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Even just like life will show you. Because I remember I used to ask like, what grievances do you have?
Yeah.
Be there, at least I couldn't find anything at the time, but as time has gone on, I found it was actually there's lots and different things, different questions.
Yes, and it's nice to have that seeded somewhere, because otherwise it can just seem like a blind spot. Like when it comes up, it can seem like such a true, justifiable position that we don't put it under the label of grievances. It's more like, but I'm right about this. You see? But then because it's seated somewhere, like grievances, this is what they look like, then you can really spot it. This allows you to discard them and not build a home for them under self-righteousness.
This question that you ask sometimes, I don't always ask, do you have any doubt? Even that you can't really answer it.
I say often also, what do you need to be right about? And life goes around, and since Anup has come, Satsang have changed. What have you done? You do some Agni Puja or something? Kali Bhakt?
Purnamika.
Did all of you hear Azhar's question about how his expression seems to reflect those around him? And I told him that's so deeply rooted in your heart that they have to reflect on your being rather than the other way around. Because you will live what your highest insights are, what your truest insights are. That is going to show up in your life constantly, whether you like it or not. And then if you try to suppress that and say, no, I just try to be worldly when I'm in the world, it doesn't happen like that. Those who have found God will also, that instrument will also be used as an instrument to share God. Or would you deny the highest gift that you have received from everybody that you meet? Okay? I've got it. But nobody else is worthy of this. Or would you at least venture to not? You sense some resonance. I never say force people. Force people to, who are you? Let them go about their life, it's fine. But if you decide that I'm not going to share my highest gift, then that is wrong. That's a bit. Censoring words. And allow your faith, allow your depth to not be so easily shaken. The first step is already done. You notice it. You have noticed it. Second is to use the noticing to be unwavering. You will see it bubbling. Yeah? Some friend of yours, I know how friends are, especially in the north. It's just like, then quickly you can feel like you're in that mode. But first step is already done. You notice it. Okay? So you notice it. And with the blessing in your heart that may all come to the same discovery that you are coming to. Would you wish a life empty of this on even your worst enemy? There's that. You would want everyone to at least have a glimpse of this. So why hide your own light? And how is that light, if it has no strength, slightest gust of ego, and then you also so it's just a force of habit, because it's conditioning and we're used to relating in that way, and maybe somewhere we're scared of judgment. So some of the things I'm sharing in the Sangha now, I'm also sharing on family groups, and I didn't do that for 10 years. But I feel like, but that's such an unfair restriction on the light that is here. What is the worst case? They'll say, okay, he's become full Babaji, he's become Sadhu, he's lost it, he's become crazy, he's mad. Okay, fine. It's just judgment. At least openly nobody has said that yet. And even if they do, it's fine. What if? Like, maybe if we are calculating, then the odds of somebody really opening up to this may be low. But what if? Isn't it not worth it? Is it not worth it to experience that judgment? To face that judgment fully, without shining your light? Okay? Because you've shown your light. And then maybe, through God's grace, somebody is open to this.
Diwali message, it was so beautiful. I shared it with my mom, shared it with Harish as well, but didn't dare to send it to my own brother actually, because I don't think he's that open. And I just talk something about Satsang.
Yeah, but it's really not, usually it's not concern for them which stops us. It is our fear of judgment from them. You see? We're not sending it to them, because it will spoil his Diwali and spoil his peace. It's more that he won't understand, therefore he'll judge me, and then I don't want to face that judgment. I'm not saying you must share all the messages everywhere. I'm only saying that what stops you? What stops you? I have not shared, like I said, I have not shared for 10 years. I've been sharing Satsang openly. Hardly shared with my family anything. I went out for this family outing and we spent a couple of days together. And I realized that there is so much need for this in the world.
I felt your brother looked different when he came back from Jerusalem.
He looked different when he first came and when he left.
No, yeah, it's some maybe I'm imagining it, but it's just like there was so much humility. I don't know what to say.
beauty of this. It's like Guruji killed me in January 2009, but I'm still continuing to die. This beautiful death, more and more, deeper and deeper. And this death is nothing but eternal life. The grace of this beautiful life, which is beyond time.
This is what I'm always trying to get you to talk about. I'm never able to put it into words. Somehow, like you see the release out there, like you're continuing to die.
Yeah.
Like this thing, but somehow the way I worded it, like I don't want to just like go get it there and present it or something. But this is what I always wanted to somehow share with someone. And everybody that I talk to, I like to talk to, it continues. Because somehow there's like, you know, that sense that once you kind of realize the self or something, it's the end, like that's it, it's over. But like, that doesn't seem to me.
Well, in a way, both are true. So I'm not so much in opposition to it because death is binary. No? Like, kill me. And yet, I'm continuing to die every day. When we remove ourselves from the constraint to make sense, so I don't want to understand any of you because my intellect is too small compared to the gift I want to give you. And what will you do with one man understanding your narrative? You have friends and therapists and things like that for that. You don't need a guru also. So, and same, I'm not expecting you to understand. I'm expecting you to meet me beyond your reason. Who can walk with me as I walk on these unreasonable grounds? Maybe even unfair. It may sound completely contrary to our notions of fairness. It is not fair. I still have to live in this world. No, you don't. All the mind phantoms of fairness are about whom? The non-existent one. I can't just give up on my family and be in Satsang. I'm not saying you do. When you come, bet it all. If I'm the most unfair, worst, quote-unquote person you ever meet, but I show you the truth, it'll be worthwhile or no? I feel it. And this boy is not that bad anyways. I can see mostly as objectively as possible. What would be so great if all that happened after 10, 20, 30, 40 years in Satsang together is that at the end of it, all of you understood a lot of Advaita Vedanta and died. All of us died. And what? You left some books behind. Enough books are there in the world. Could you have left a life behind we are left a life being. People may not understand, but when they meet it, they feel elevated, they feel like a higher calling is available to them. Cold? Turn this off. This child not asked anything after the first game. I've scared you too much, or
No.
questions have gone? I see a lot of openness in my sleep. Jyotika has bet it all. Yes?
I'm the same one that when you ask me that question, it doesn't seem like I want anything else apart from this. But again, like along the way, there are certain attachments that come up, certain circumstances. It feels like a strong pull for certain things.
Are you living in the light of God?
There are times I feel like I get caught.
Are you living in the light of God?
Yes.
That's it. No disclaimer, no nothing.
Father, when you said that, you said one question, I don't remember what it was, but if there's one barrier to you getting it right now, somehow I felt like as if like I'm not good enough. That is a strong thing, every time. Like it's
Yes, yes, yes. Specialness hiding in the garb of unworthiness. You see, arrogance and unworthiness are the same thing. You make something special out of us either way. So you spot it and sweep it out.
Actually, the minute I said it, that unworthiness, and it was immediately clear that it's also a kind of specialness on myself.
The mind makes these propositions, it proposes our uniqueness in some way or the other that it is not for us. It may be like possible because either I've already got it or I'm not worthy of it. Both ways it can build a defense. So thankfully, in God's grace, at least you don't have that. I've been to Satsang with Father 11 years, so I got it like 6 years back. You have that defense. So in that way, you can still meet me fully like this. But it still plays the other game, which is, oh, me? Little. And don't let any diffidence get in the way. Just like, but, I don't know, yesterday when this happened. God is never half with you. And God is not judging, saying, oh, yesterday. Are you living in the light of God? Is God's presence palpable to you? Are you aware of even that? Is there a doubt that seems worthy and blocks you from living like this? That is what I meant. What is the obstacle? So unworthiness is a popular notion. Even worthiness is a popular notion. Either way, two sides of the same coin. Oh, I got this. So Master's talking, he's talking for everybody else. Yeah? Quickly that way, and that one is maybe a little more difficult to shake off. Yes, yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Those with spiritual ego. There's never any reason to not let this in. There's never any reason to not let this in. Whatever your mental defenses may be, or the premise of them, the proposition of them. It's like Chyawanprash, you can take it independent of how your body is. If you notice yourself just stopping, not that I do what I should, but it's neutral. I mean, it couldn't hurt you. So notice if there's resistance either way. I got this already. Question that. Or God's light. Little old me. Not possible. A lot of variations of this. You can believe in your heart that you're a fraud, like imposter syndrome. Go in front of Father, so I'm all like this. Actually, if Father would only know how full of anger and lust and all these things I am, he would never talk to me again. Everybody has these nonsense ideas about themselves. It's not true. So whatever gets in the way of you inhaling this fully, one trick which is very subtle is that if you make a frame of reference about what this is, then you will try to hear everything I'm saying only through that frame of reference. In a way, it is like, now I have understood, and that is now my overriding notion that is all encompassing. And inevitably the master will tell you something which you cannot encompass in that. And then you just feel like, I love that so much. Because suppose your all-encompassing notion was something very broad. Even like everything is God's will. You will hear something in Satsang one day which will say, no, you decide. Now, right, but everything is God's will. But no, you decide now, you can do it. Then you are stuck. Because you really believe everything is God's will, but you also trust your master, you see, hopefully. So then you're just like, today he's off his game a bit. He's asking me to decide. He only told me everything is God. Like that. So value those contradictions because they are opening you up. If you notice that you may have an overriding notion without knowing it, without spotting it like a blind spot, right? That overriding notion you will try to use as God. And the ego tries to play the game of being God. It will use these notions. If you're not soft and light about everything you think, then it will take a hold on you. It will take an egoic hold on you. So notice your response to contradictions, and sometimes I notice also the framing of the words that come from here in the light of your own overriding notion, which is not needed. You see, it may seem like, I'm really getting this because this also fits. I'm really getting this because this also fits. You see? But then eventually you will get tired of trying to fit everything in that and will start to leak. This. Please say it. Okay, I've stopped it.
There's also that it happens a lot here.
I notice very subtly that some of you can take something, you can put it on. And then say, I got this. He's saying that, this. And then start to fatten. Like no notion is big enough to capture God. And that's what we're trying to do. So keep your spirituality soft and light. Soft and light. With full fire in your heart, but full softness in your head. The minute you start like, this one. Go left is the overriding motion. So Marx is like, take a right, small right. When I go left, I can also take right. Everything is possible in consciousness. You try to force it, and then that starts to give way after some point. And of course, welcome that giving way. Bring yourself to a not knowing. Is very, very valuable. Like a conceptual emptiness is what all of this is about. So many times you'll see in this expression, if you've said something, even if it's so pristinely nice sounding, many times I'll just be like, no, okay. When this one said something which was so lame, Father was like, yeah, very beautiful. And I just said this Brahma Vakya. And I was like, okay, next time. Because I don't want you getting attached. I want you getting attached to any concept, like as if you found a way to get mastery over God through this concept that you have now. Your intellect will never be that smart. So these are subtle resistances. Pride and worthiness, of course, most of you can spot. But things like this, sometimes you just like, oh yeah, wake up. So if I spend the last 3 hours ranting about this whole thing, about betting your whole life on something, and you just spend the same 3 hours saying, yeah, I understand. Are you able to spot that? Spot it. How much do you value that concept, which is your overriding concept? Bet that also. Don't leave any stone unturned. Okay? You can spot this kind of thing. It's also a defense mechanism. Once you've given truth value to a notion, you will fight to keep that truth value alive. So when the master is coming saying, drop it. Yes. Guru Kripa Keval. They never want it to become like a conceptual understanding. No notion is worthy of that. If all is master's grace, then there is no grace. Or not. Ouch. If you notice an ouch with any notion, best to investigate and throw it away. Don't get attached to any side of a conceptual equation. Like when I had COVID, and I was talking to one of my children, I don't know who it was, but this is more natural. I said, but what better about natural? Like, but it's natural. Like, but what's better about natural? Not that I don't like natural. Sometimes you can just get too attached to a notion, like, this is natural. You get too attached to anything like that. Soft, open. Once Anandi was here, Pamba was also here that time. Anandi said, I don't see trees in Bangalore. I don't know if I can live here. I don't see trees in Bangalore. So I said, I have never taken you to the terrace. So I took her to the terrace and I said, okay, see how many. So, like, I have to live in nature. I have to live in nature. You can enjoy it. I'm not saying have an aversion to nature, but have to live in nature. No, have to in God. Certainly we can have these ideas about what life should be, and then at the same time we say, oh, I'm fully in service to God or something like that. None of that.
always have to, you can only come from ego.
Yeah. About life circumstances, about life events and circumstances. Have to, like, it has to continue to be like this is called desire. It should never be like that is called aversion. What is have to? The projector is free to project. You go to sleep tonight and you say, I only want to have a dream of. It used to be Katrina Kaif, I don't know who it is now. You can't force it. Katrina Kaif, Katrina Kaif. And the dream is of somebody else. I wanted to dream of Katrina Kaif, I had a dream of Madhubala or something. Wrong century. Just like that. Had expectations about how my day should be, who should say what things should happen. What do we get out of it? Does it enhance our joy? You only resist and suffer more. Because if we experience a perception, joy from a perception objectively, like a sweet candy or something, we will still, maybe we will taste it more. There's no benefit to it. So, although when I say bet your life, it may seem very like dramatic, bet my life. But sometimes we hedge in the smallest of things. We allow it to hide in the smallest of things. Yes. Little preference I have for nature. What's wrong in that? If with God you live in a concrete jungle, you live with God. Because these little preferences are not little preferences. They are that dust which prevents you from seeing. So he said, what is surrender? I'm showing you.
Kind of seems like those little preferences and all could live in your mind, but not really in reality. Like the way it does and come back from zero on the bus, I'm kind of like fantasizing.
Yeah,
If you live in zero, like you can do this every day and you can do this. Then it's like, yeah, but like you can think that, but like really you'd only see what you would actually do if you were there.
Exactly. Light, soft is all I'm saying. I often used to say this. I have some friends who are obsessed with getting a farmhouse in the outskirts of Bangalore. So you talk to them in the first week, they're like, yes, so good, away from the noise, the pollution, the traffic, it's beautiful. After 2 weeks, oh, water is leaking from the roof and nobody's coming to serve. Security is so bad in this place. After 3 weeks, it's just like, oh, I'm spending half my time here and half in the city because you're trying to balance. After like 2 years, no, we sold that place. It was too difficult to maintain. So can't escape a head problem we're trying to fix in the world. So, are you living God's life? Doesn't matter what is the size of your house and the shape of it. Whether it's made of cow dung or the best building materials. in the world. Of course, some may say cow dung is the best building material, but that's a different conversation. This can only be lived moment to moment, and it cannot be lived 90-10. 90% God. Somebody watching from the outside may say, I see them, they mostly feel like, it looks like they're living like that. 90% God, 10% selfishness or something. But you yourself, you can never see. Because the instant of God is the end of time. What past? What future? What are you talking about? Where are you coming from? What does this mean? ठंड है It just came to me. Remember one time we had this satsang where I'm saying, three of you were definitely there, where we're saying, all you have to do is find that which is higher than the highest and lower than the lowest at the same time. No, remember? And how much we sort of struggled with that question then. And now it's just like, clear? No. Smaller than the smallest and higher than the highest simultaneously. This is some time ago. How many years?
COVID.
COVID. clear है?
When you ask, are you living in the light of God?
Yeah.
I'm not able to confirm with what veracity she said yes.
Okay. Is God's presence palpable? Palpable, it's tangible, it's clear, it's confirmable. See, it's okay. There's no wrong answer. No? Your being is palpable, is confirmable. That's no different from God's presence. Atma and Paramatma are one. Yeah. That is the fundamental of Advaita Vedanta. That Brahman and Jiva, which is a presumed individualized consciousness, are not two, na para. But you have to check that for yourself. What would make it one? If your being would somehow turn out to be boundless, then they cannot be too boundless. No? So, what is your sense intuitively? What is the boundary of your being?
There's no boundary.
But no but also? No but also? There's no boundary, but no but. Okay. Can there be two boundless? Or are there? You can check in your heart. Are there two boundless beings? Even conceptually, it's not possible. So, whose presence is this then? The boundless one? Yes, the boundless one we call God. Whether you say boundless, highest, whatever. The Supreme Being. So the ego's role number one is to, in the design of God's play itself, to convince God that it is limited. That I am is personal. And therefore it turns spirituality on its head also, and many have reported to me that they have not been able to kill their ego. I have not been able to kill their ego. It's still there, it's still there. I say, what are you talking about? What is still there? They say, I am. I say, that is God's presence. You can't kill it. You see how the mind can. Imagine living like that seeker who has decided that to get rid of God's presence is to kill the ego. What a masterstroke. And what a masterstroke from the mind. But I am still there. The master said, you have to go. The master said, you have to go to be free. I am as well. I am something has to go. This being is the light of God itself. You can always ask. Never get into any peer pressure. Everybody's saying yes. It's like, it can happen. It's so useful because many have reported that here, because it's difficult to do in a bigger group, that okay, but when the invitation, the question is asked, was it born, can it die? And I can't really answer. But it's worth looking, because if you can't really answer that, then you can't really answer any of the questions actually. Because where this is known, there everything is known. Everything else is just conceptual judgment. So when I ask you, were you born? Were you born? This question can only be answered intuitively. Of course, you can answer it mentally, but only truly be answered intuitively. Like some of you may come from a religious or spiritual background in the head, so you may say, no, I am the Amar Atma, never unending Atma, conceptually. And another may say, but I have never had the experience of anything besides this body existing, so I can't confirm that I was not born. Like that. Both are operating in the head, either way. But what about your heart? Intuitively, what can you say? So there where you know self-knowledge, everything worth knowing is known. It cannot be, okay, now I went to my intuition and it showed me who I am. Next time when I go, it will also show me what I asked for then. Everything that is possible to be known is known. In an instant, the entirety of time is known. Is it? The entirety of time is known. But it's only possible to do in a moment. So when you discover your timeless nature, even that play which is happening within time becomes fully known to you. The role of love, the role of God, the role of faith, the role of devotion, all these are impossible to fathom in our heads. Even something like integrity, Bhagavan Maharaj said, integrity, in the head, what is integrity? Some nonsense. How to be full of integrity in the head? Only speak the truth. Where do we know the truth in our head? So everything starts to crumble in our head. But in your heart you know integrity. You know truth, you know love, you know devotion, you know faith, you know trust. But you cannot go to the heart from your head just to check on the temperature there. No exit strategy. No plan for escape. It's a completely different way to live. Can you taste that? Starting to taste that or no? Huh? क्या बोल रहा है? Not in this conversation, no? Because you were nodding. Many times I also do that at work. I said, what do you? It's like that.
I have something to share.
So you're focused on that.
When you said
I'm
that,
not finding it funny yet.
to jump. When the question came, are you ready? Am I ready?
Hmm.
I was unsure, honestly. But somehow, deep down, I know that I'm ready. But
Yeah.
when the preface before the question and after that, it was long, right? Somehow it was, I was shaken.
Yeah.
And this, the only word which can come out is the unworthiness. This came out. You're not worthy for this also.
How does worthiness stop you from jumping? I mean, how does unworthiness
What
stop you
if
from
I'm
jumping?
not ready?
So what would happen? Master saying jump. No? So either master is stupid,
I'm
that he
jumping.
doesn't realize how unworthy you are. Because if an unworthy one jumps,
My heart is beating faster now.
it's okay, I'm with you.
It's
If-
like rising, you know? It's like,
It's okay. If the unworthy one jumps, he lands straight in hell, is it?
no, the question is, I'm ready to jump. I'm asking, yes, I'll say I'm ready to jump. But am I really saying it? Or just for sake of saying, I'm just saying it?
That much is enough. That much is enough. To say I'm really saying it, I'm ready to jump. That much is enough. This is very, very good. It's meant to provoke some of this. Because this is moving away from that armchair spirituality which I was ranting against.
Shaking.
Jump into the unknown. No guarantees. It's very natural. When a question of that enormity is asked, it's very natural. You came to Satsang for what? To jump on.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And whatever other idea we may have had about Satsang would have gone in the first time. That's why it is at least second Satsang, then you know in your heart what this is for. You see? But even this kind of Satsang, our mind can make very like, it's okay, now this, I feel like it's good, you know. Once in a while, come and find some peace. If you're not swallowed up by God, then we are playing different games. If you still manage to keep a piece of yourself safely. Full. And such kind of anxiety is very, very normal. It's very, very normal. And faith is the only antidote. Deeper you dive into faith, every time mind pushes the anxiety button, dive deeper in your heart. God's presence. Then it will stop pushing the button. It doesn't want you to dive deeper into God. It wants you to become worldly. It wants you to become worldly and say, oh, this and that. This is what's happening to me. And it pushes the button. God, 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 God. I'll tell you, Meera. Just if the mind pushes the button, go God crazy. Just go God crazy. Like Meera is known for that. It's full God crazy. So it pushes your button, it tries to make you worldly. I'm concerned about me, what about me, me. Yes, God. Don't be enamored at all by what is happening to me. Confirm your love for God. Deepen in your faith. Then you will checkmate the mind. Because what will the mind use? It has just few of these tactics. God. Don't be so concerned about the changeful nature of the body mind. Confirm the unchanging presence. Always ask if you're feeling like something which is vital is shared. Never hide under any like sheepishness or not wasting father's time or this. Because this is what I enjoy. I don't feel God's light. What are you talking about? Because I'm not just here to tell you. If I haven't shown you, I haven't done anything. But it is my job to show you, and if I haven't shown you, I haven't done anything. So you can demand that of me, just like I'm demanding you let go of your ideas of life. Demand the insight from me. Never let, because the mind will play with you, like everybody else is getting it. You must be the last one in class, and this kind of unworthiness idea. The doubting mind is the same for everyone. Same for everyone. I ask you, are you aware now? And I promise you, go to any mind, it will say, no, you're just faking it. How can I confirm Ananta is pointing to this which I am? Because actually, this that I am finding. Isn't it the mind's voice? It's not that. Cannot do it wrong. And it's my job to show you.